If you want to be a follower of Jesus, I don't want you to just pray a prayer. I don't want you to just feel a feeling. I want you to act with your body and your life and follow Jesus. Because if we don't, then what are we doing? Why are we here? Why do we come to church? Why do we call ourselves Christians if we're not actually going to do what Jesus said to do? So what would that look like? Number one, envision a life where you don't feel the need to protect your kingdom. This is hard because much of our bravado, much of our identity is all about protecting our kingdom, my rights, my possessions. Get off my lawn. My space, my feelings, my desires, my happiness. This is what a lot of our culture is about. But Christ calls us to envision a life where you don't feel the need to protect your kingdom. Another way of saying this is take up your cross and follow me. Number two, what would it look like to close the doors on your kingdom and move to God's? I might get in trouble for saying this, but I hope you take it in context. Many of you have invited Christ into your kingdom when what Jesus is really calling us to is to leave ours and go be in his. Think about that. You've invited Christ into your life, to follow your rules in the little space that you give him. What Christ says is, no, I want you to come into my kingdom, not the other way around. And we're confused. We're wondering, why is there no power in my life? And it's because we have Jesus in this tiny little bubble, in this tiny little room in our kingdom. And we're not willing to just shut the doors and flip the sign and say, closed, out of business. I will leave my kingdom. Quit worrying about how much money I have. Quit worrying about my status. Quit worrying about whether people are mad at me or how I'm treated. And I will trust Jesus. I will just walk the way he says to walk and trust that he'll take care of the rest. And I will walk in his kingdom. And I will love. And if that means I get stepped on, I get stepped on. That's not my kingdom anymore anyways. Step away. Go ahead. Step on it. I give it to you, God. And this is what we are invited to. What would it look like for you to close the doors on your kingdom? The things that you're holding on to and you're so mad at someone and you cannot forgive them because of how they violated you and your space and your kingdom. And Christ says, this is not how you walk with me. Anger does not produce the righteousness of God, as James wrote, Jesus' brother. What would it look like? I want you to think about this week. Envision a life where you don't feel the need to protect your kingdom. And that's what would it look like to close the doors, to close up shop on your kingdom and move into God's. And number three, be serious. Pick a side. Yours or God's. Pick a side. Quit messing around with the world and the lusts of the flesh and the desires, and pick a side. Because if we as the church don't pick a side and pick the kingdom of God as our side in America, then what are we here for? We might as well close the doors of the church. Just go try to make as much money as we can. I'm not doing that.